we'll go ahead and get started here. Thank you all for taking a break from your busy day. Yes, I did record. Thank you for reminding me. Good job, everyone, with this first week with Red Wing in. I think it went with all the river towns. I think it went. I wasn't actually here, but from the emails I got, it seems to have gone rather well. So
I think it went amazingly well. I think Hayden and I, this is Erin, I think Hayden and I were astounded at how smoothly things did go. I think a lot of the papers had really good budgets, which always helps. And everybody was just really ready to roll and crank out pages. And so we actually we're not killing ourselves as much as I thought we would be. So kudos to everyone because
way to not kill yourselves, guys.
Yeah.
Go team.
I think it went a lot better than we anticipated. So thank you all for that.
We have a few new team members here today. I think Amanda, I saw log in, and Paula and Mindy are here with us in Fargo. Welcome to the team, you guys. Very happy to have you. We will start with our kudos for the week. I appreciate all of you sending in your best of the week. That helps us out a lot, and it's going to be very nice come conference time. Just remember to send those every week, please. I just picked a few of the ones that you guys had sent. This one, that Steph Proffer did. I just really like this headline treatment with just doing just a little bit of a cutout and then a bit of a fade. Just it was a good photo and just made it even more of a fun treatment. Good work, Steph. Tanner, I don't know if he's here today, but I really liked the sort of play off the photo that he did for this job with this photo of her reaching high. I like the treatment with the frames on the letters, and it was good for this story, and it did a really good job of matching the photo. All right. This one is Carly for the best donut page of the month. I got it's gonna load. She found a nice background with some donuts, and then this I thought was a really great way to get a lot of art on the page. To get a lot of different photos of these dads without making it look super crowded. Like, I just tried to put as many photos on here as possible. I think it just turned out really nice. It was a fun page, and I bet all these dads, or the moms of the kids, cut this page out. Put it in their little memory box. Nice work, Carly. This one was Carol. Just thought I'd bring it up because I really like the way she used this dead space in the photo. So it was still a great big photo, so it was a great big eye catcher. Putting some of it here. Just to use up some of the space so it wasn't so blank. And this effect that she did, she said she did that in InDesign. You can use InDesign object styles for that, or you can also do a fade like that in Photoshop if you'd rather. Then, this one by Megan was the cover of the Wilmer all-area boys basketball team kind of special section for their sports. I think she did a really nice job of highlighting each of the players with their teams, with the team colors, and the photos of them, instead of just picking one photo of one of them to be lead and then letting the other guys all kind of languish on inside pages. It was a really great way to get everybody on there, draw attention, made it really clear that this was not the everyday sports page. That looked really nice. Good use of picking different styles of our fonts. It's a good page. So, now I will turn it over to Erin. She's got a couple of things, just sort of as refreshers for all of us and to make sure that we're all on the same page since we've got some new people and have had some changes.
I grabbed an really old page of of mine from the forum. I just wanted to, oops, yes, use. Yeah.
Okay, this
Keyboard
is not a regular computer.
Yeah, and this is not my keyboard. I have a split keyboard, so this feels very awkward, so, why can't I get my grab? There we go, okay. So, just a few things that I've seen on some of our new designers' pages and good reminders for the rest of us. I think we all sometimes need reminders of, just a few things. One was, a big one is remember to justify your columns of text. So when you have multiple columns, you always want to make sure that your columns are lining up at the bottom of your text blocks there. The way you can do that is if you hit Control B, it'll bring up your text frame options, and then just align and justify. That evens out so that the bottoms of your text even up. Really is just one of those little things that really makes a big difference on a page. Another is watching for any orphans and widows at the tops of your columns. Make sure that you don't have little words hanging out all by themselves or parts of words. Another was side saddle cut lines. If you've got a side saddle cut line on a photo and you need to have a photo credit on it, I would say always have that at the bottom of your side saddle. So if I was doing it on this one, I'd want it at the bottom of that cut line. And I always give it just a couple points of space in between. It's just a little tight, I think, without it, so.
Yep. And if you pull the side saddle cut line from the FCC Universal Library, it does already have that space built into it for you.
Yeah. So, I saw a few over the last few days that had cut credits at the tops of side saddles, so just drop them down to the bottom there. And if you have more than one credit that is identical, unless you have a lot of different photographers to credit, I would say always just go ahead and use the photos by or file photos rather than having a credit on every single photo if you don't need to. Just go ahead and say file photos or submitted photos rather than repeating that information over and over. Just a reminder that our kerning and leading limits are, if you needed to tighten this up, you're only going to go, our limits are negative, oops,
Not 115.
not 115. 15 either way, either on the plus or minus side. So that it's not smashing those letters together. And vertically, you're only going to go up 0.3 on either side of our 10.5. So you could air it out just a little bit or bring it back down a little bit. So don't be going more than those limits. And don't ever change your body text size. I know that you will find that on newspaper budgets. Oh, just go ahead and make the type smaller if you can't fit it. Don't do that, please. Just keep your body text at the 10.5 or the 9 point, and you know, if it's you might have a long list of something. Maybe it could be dropped into like a quartz style, which is 8 point.
Yep,
I
it's
believe.
Arial 8 on 10-point letting.
Yeah. So that's going to tighten things up a little bit. You know, if you have like a little breakout, or you have something that would work as almost like an agate type of treatment, you could go with that, but don't be just randomly changing body text size or even, you know, other text sizes, just to fill or save space. Another is just remembering, I know we had a mention of this in a meeting a couple weeks ago, not jumping in the middle of a word. Hopefully not in the middle of a paragraph if possible. I know that that's not always feasible, but I can't imagine that there's almost ever a time that you would have to jump in the middle of a word, that you can't kern a little bit or air it out just a little bit to make it not jumping in the middle of the word. We don't want to make it any more difficult for readers. Oh, another one that I can use this. If, for instance, on this page, I needed to wrap some text around this ad stack. Like imagine I've got a couple of stories here, and one of them is going to be this. We're gonna have a rule in between in the stories, and so one of them has an oddly spaced. Actually, this one is not working here. If you had to space it out more in this manner, and this would be more of a I don't think you would see it in an ad stack quite like this, but what I'm getting at is in this first column, your text is getting too close to that ad. So instead of just leaving it as a 2-column block like that, what I would do is bring it back, just do a 1-column, jump it, and then either squeeze or stretch out your columns to accommodate those ads in the next one. I don't know that this was a great example here, but does that make sense? Just so you're not, like I said, so you're not smashing up against your ad stack when you're wrapping around one. Because you see that once in a while where it's cramming right onto those ads there. So, and one last thing was, particularly when you're doing some stories that are stacked on top of each other and you've got your rules that are separating them, just a reminder of your spacing on those. You want to have 6 points of space between the descender of any letter and the beginning of your copy. So you've got it 4, 5, 6. You've got 6 points of space there. If there were no descenders in this headline, you want a full pica, 12 points, right?
Yep.
Yeah, full pica. And again, with your rules above and below You also want 9 points to a pica between the ascenders and your next block of text. I've been seeing some, and I'm sure that it's just spacing issues. We're trying not to use fillers or just trying to air things out on the page, but some of them I'm seeing, 2 to 3 picas of space in between your hairlines and stories and hairlines and headlines. So that's just a tremendous amount of air between them, and sometimes the reverse where they're just really crunching up against those lines. So just a few little things for all of us to remember. One last thing was remember to keep to our headline font families that we all have. Everybody should have access to the design guide, the design manual that Alicia put together. If not, shoot one of the managers an email and we can get you access. We've been having problems with some of the fonts coming in that not everyone has access to, so that creates bottlenecks in proofing when we're missing fonts.
Additionally, just because a font is installed on your computer doesn't mean that we have a print license for it. So if you just pick a font because you like it and you put it in the paper and it prints, that font company can sue us if we don't have the right to print it and we printed it. So.
And with all of the cost-cutting measures, I think we have lost a lot of fonts that we may have had access to in the past. So they may still be on your computers, but we may not have any rights to be using them. So please stick to those families. You can use the different weights. You can use all caps versus not, but stick to the font families for headlines. So I think that's it.
Does anybody have any questions about any of this or anything in general?
Regarding fonts, especially with obits, I've noticed that sometimes papers have different obit fonts and that sort of thing. Is that going to be changing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, everything should be standardized by, I think, May 1st was the date Devin gave me.
Okay.
So, yeah, that problem you're having when we're proofing pages sometimes,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, I don't have this font. That should be gone
Cool.
soon. Yep.
Is that for everything or just for the obits?
Should be for everything. Yep, everything should be totally on our fonts shortly. And if you're seeing, as you're proofing something, if stuff's coming in fonts you don't have, feel free to shoot me an email so I can keep track of it.
Okay.
Any other questions or concerns?
Nothing? All right, well, thank you all for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.